All right, everyone, and welcome back to That Variety Nerd. I'm Christina, and today we are doing something a little bit different. So, in honor of the upcoming Sims 4 stuff pack, the Tiny Living pack, I decided to kind of scale back down on some builds, renovations, that sort of thing. And guess what? You're not getting one, not two, not three, but four renovations in one video. That is right. So you might be seeing here, we're going to be going in order in the Culpepper house and city living, not tiny living, that's city living for this one. I don't have early access or anything like that, so just throwing that out there. And that is fine, which means you'll be getting Tiny Living content Tuesday, Wednesday at the latest. So get excited. So, as always, please get comfy and cozy. It is cold outside. And, let's just hang out, get some renovations in. I wanted to kind of do this apartment renovation thing. First of all, I'm still working on my save file. It's happening. It's a thing. The link's in the description down below to show you all what I've worked on and what I haven't worked on yet. I'm kind of working on some fine tuning. I have like multiple little neighborhoods done in certain pockets. I have like some worlds done. I know I have Glimmerbrook and I have Brightchester done. I don't think I have any other full worlds done as far as I know. But I figured I'd kind of go back and scale back down in honor of course, the Tiny Living pack. Start to think tiny, right? Right. So the way that I'm thinking about approaching the Tiny Living content is going to be doing, of course, one of the three types of tiny homes. So they have a 32 tiny home, which is the micro home. And then I don't remember what the second tier is called offhand. I think it's like tiny house or something like that. I don't remember. But it's a 64 tile one. And then there's 100 tiles as like the small home, essentially. And each of them have, different benefits along with them as well. And so that's kind of where we're going with that. I don't know if I'm going to do them in separate videos or like different or all on like one video. I'm going to play around with it, see how it goes. I'll also be doing a bit of live streaming with Tiny Living on Tuesday as well. We probably will just do some building because I am more of a builder on Twitch, more so than a gamer. But you know what? That's fine with me. We like to do things different. We like to try different things out. So yeah, Twitch has also been a lot of fun. I've been upping my streaming schedule a little bit. It's been kind of fluctuating here and there depending on the week. But in order to have a work-life balance, I figured I figured more streaming time would probably help that out quite a bit. And it really has. Like just by streaming for a couple of hours, it's allowed me to interact with everybody and just play some video games and be kind of chill. And so when I've been uploading my streams, I have been editing them, at least cutting out loading screens, that sort of thing, dead air. I've been doing my best to get better at that. I try to upload my streams just on weekends. That way it's not flooding during the week, so that way I can do main series during the week or main coverage, that sort of thing. So for the rest of the week, you'll be seeing, starting Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we'll be doing a lot of tiny living builds. I want to do one or two videos where it shows like how it interacts with other packs. So I might do a couple of city living style renovation videos, kind of like this one where we do multiple apartments in one video. That way you get a feel for how different apartments will sort of look like and work with city living, because I feel like that's city living in a nutshell, right? The Murphy beds. I mean, come on, that makes a lot of sense. You want to space save as much as possible in an apartment. Like I know for me, for example, I have about a 500 square foot apartment. So for me, it's like anytime that I can space save is a good day, right? Because if you think about it, if you're sort of thinking about it math wise, and I'm using my calculator here, we're doing, I think it's, let me see here. I'm trying to do math here and my brain's just not functioning. Hang on, we're making it work. I swear to God, we're making it work. Yeah, we're making things work. I promise. So if you kind of think about it, that's like a 25 by 20 space, which is, I think, a lot size. It's marginally bigger than the smallest lot size in The Sims if you're thinking about it in tiles, right? So yeah, if I take like a 20 by 15 lot, that's probably about the size of my apartment, maybe like a little bit smaller than that, if we're thinking about it in terms of tile size. But I have about a 500 square foot apartment. So there y'all go. I live a little tiny in and of myself, or in and of itself. I don't know if that's even the right wording I want to use. But yeah, we got a near 30-minute long video. So I hope you all are enjoying the renovations and builds I've been doing lately. I have genuinely missed them, and I've needed an excuse to get back into it and also start to work on the save file even more. Basically, I've gotten to the point where it's like I kind of work on things as things come out. That way I don't lose it. But I'm also at the point where I'm like, you know what, I'm going to take one afternoon and just do a bunch of apartment renovations, like that sort of thing. I almost have the entire Spice Market district done. I think I only have like the bar and like the old salt house left to do. But yeah, this is pretty much the end of the first little apartment, which is the very much like the cheapest apartment you can get in the Spice Market area. And so this is 18 Culpepper House. So if you're wondering where all the pictures are at, they're all going to be at the very end. So that way you all can kind of just see the renovation as it goes along. But if you're wondering why some of it's kind of lagging, for some reason my recording software was like, overload, overload. And I'm like, you sure about that, OBS? You really sure? Because you're between OBS and The Sims, like those were the only two things that were going. Although to be fair, some of it I was actually rendering some streams, so that probably didn't help it at all. But I realized I got better once I was not rendering all kinds of streams and stuff like that. So there's just yeah, that's a thing. So I'm really excited for Tiny Living to come out, honestly, just because I really like the vibes I'm getting from it. So I want to do some builds that like I'm gonna think about just I want to do some stuff of just Tiny Living and base game, but I also want to play around with maybe like some other packs. I know the first pack that came to mind when I saw this, there were two of them, were actually no, three honestly, were Get Famous, City Living, and also Discover University. So yeah, those are going to be the packs I kind of play around with for a little bit. This apartment, I try to do a lot of like similar types of apartments in each of the builds. I have the whole entire Medina studio. Some people say Medina, some people say Medina. Some of us interchange them. I grew up saying Medina more so because I'm from Ohio and I lived fairly close. I know I didn't live in the county or anything like that, but I often visited Medina, Ohio quite a bit. So yeah, that's a thing. So shout out to everybody up in northeastern Ohio. Hi everybody. I swear, one of these times I'm gonna get home in time for the holidays. It's fine. But anyway, hi everyone up there. So just giving some hometown love, right? Right. If any of y'all are from Ohio as well, hello, greetings. I should be making a trip up to Ohio sometime this year too, so I'm really excited about that. But yeah, keyword being should be. We'll see how life goes. But anyway, around, I really enjoyed working on these renovations because it started to make me like think small, which is what we need to do for tiny living, right? Because there's only so many tiles. Apparently, it only counts like if you go into the rooms category. So say for example, you have like a 15 tile deck or something like that. That's going to count towards your tiles and I'm like, "Oh god, like we're going to have to get real creative here with our like porches and stuff." Like so long to wrap around porches in your Sims games for a little bit. But yeah, oh, sorry about that. But yeah, I want to get a little bit more back into The Sims because honestly, like, I already stream wrestling stuff 3 days a week, and that game has honestly just rendered my, mental facilities and just everything. It's kind of rendered them useless almost. So I want to do something that was a little bit more creative. Obviously, I still have a recurring theme over on Twitch where I stream wrestling games on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday because it's when a lot of the major programming's on. But I've been streaming kind of like on and off the rest of the days. So, like, for example, I know this week I streamed, well, this is going to go out, yeah, today. So tonight I'm going to be streaming over on Twitch like 5 p.m. Eastern Time, kind of onward. I don't know how long I'm going to be streaming for. I have the day off tomorrow. And then tomorrow, and yeah, tomorrow I probably will stream at 5, 6 o'clock, somewhere in there. And then Wednesday and Friday, I usually will stream around 6 to 8 o'clock. So it's usually a couple of hours. We're just hanging out. Tuesday, I kind of alternate which days I stream, but usually Monday, Wednesday, and Friday are kind of like, I'm going to be streaming wrestling games and stuff like that over there. But Tuesday, we'll do some tiny living stuff over on stream and kind of play in The Sims in general, because I think there should be a little bit of gameplay connected with this pack, if I'm not mistaken. I know there's some cast stuff that's in there. I've been watching the early access videos on YouTube as they've kind of rolled out slowly but surely to get a good feel for it, to gain some insight, so that way I can be prepared in general for this content. I'm really glad that I can just dedicate Tuesday to this too. So that's kind of the move. I'm probably gonna go ahead and like go get some lunch or something tomorrow if it's not like 10 degrees outside. Yeah, it's been pretty chilly here. So, oh my God, what day was it? Yeah, it was yesterday. I think it got to maybe 40 or 50, something like that, which for January that's seasonal here in the south, right? That's not too bad. But like this morning and even into the overnight, like from last night going into today, it was like 20 degrees when I went to bed. And I'm like, y'all, I can't do this. I'm not leaving the house tomorrow, so I haven't. I made like a whole tater tot casserole. I think I posted on Instagram if I haven't already. I probably will. And as always, these should be on the gallery, but I don't think I got the apartments in the gallery just yet. So hopefully by the time this is out, I'll have them up. And that is my cue after this video, while this is uploading, to make sure that these are all on the gallery. So yeah, the only ones I didn't do were the Jasmine Suite ones because I did one a while back and then I just kind of threw some crap in there for the second one because I was like, I just need to get this one done. So in total, I think I renovated like 8 apartments yesterday, so that was a good time. But I also watched some documentaries, some YouTube videos, kind of keep myself entertained a little bit. Oh, geez. But yeah, I kind of want to start thinking tiny. I know that obviously a lot of these are going to be more than 100 tiles, but it's sort of, to get in that headspace a little bit. And you'll see that especially as we enter into some of the other apartments, definitely in the Medina Studios one. But yeah, that was 18 Culpepper. This is 19 Culpepper. So the last one's the one where it has like the son living with his mom, and it's like the chef's one or whatever it is. It's like the chef's kitchen lot treat one. This one's the one that has a lot of just everything happening to it. And so I tried to avoid the bedrooms being where the mouse traps are at, or the mouse holes, honestly, because I would not want to sleep there. That was kind of what I was thinking. This one was actually the hardest one to kind of decide what to do in terms of a layout because I'm like, oh, I kind of want it to be a little bit different. So it ultimately ended up working out. It's like a two, three bathroom place, which you're like, why do you need two bathrooms? Well, the way that apartments are being built today, at least if we're looking at more modern student apartments or whatever, I kind of kept the student apartment mindset in mind a little bit. So I was like, okay, well, each bedroom should have its own bathroom, or at least have the equal number of bathrooms, right? Also, if you're looking at more city living specific content, go check out my Moving On Up challenge series. That should be returning hopefully by February. I kind of needed a bit of a breather because I feel like we kind of left on a good note. We're kind of in a transition. We moved out. Spoiler alert, we're 44 part. So we're 44 parts into that series, and we're about two-thirds of the way through the challenge. So if you're like, should I do this? Should I not do this? I also played it off screen a little bit, and like in general, well, like I have a separate save off screen to try different challenges, and I'm just like, this is going to be a lot, but I think it's going to be good content. So we'll be weaving in tiny living stuff in our apartments. So there you go. That's kind of what we're doing. And yeah, holy crap, we're only halfway through the video. This is kind of wild to me. So yeah, anyway around, we are just chilling. We're renovating apartments. I actually kind of like how this one turned out. You'll sort of see what I end up doing with some of these weird. Also, please make sure you have move objects and all your cheats on, all that stuff, right? Because that just makes logical sense to me. So, yeah, I wanted to do something different in each apartment, have it cozy, but also, like, I wanted to use some stone a little bit as well. The thing that I have a gripe about the apartment still, why are they all at the tall wall height? Like, it makes the doors look super tiny. And I get that you want it to look big and spacious, but it doesn't help me at all. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe that's just me. I don't know. But yeah, I obviously these apartments really needed some help, and I realized like, yeah, I should have been doing these on a starter home budget, like that sort of thing. But realistically, like rent is expensive, people. I don't know if you all live in apartments or not, but rent's expensive, mortgages are expensive, housing's expensive. So At the very least, if you don't like the way that these are furnished and renovated, my mentality is, well, at least you have a better shell or a better like layout, right? So that way you can go in and furnish things. Because personally, for me, like building is hard, and so I tend to find more of my sweet spot with like decorating and renovating and stuff like that, even if it doesn't look like it. Because honestly, this was just hard. But yeah, I was trying to figure out if the closets were in city living, but they came in and get together, which okay, sure. This little area, I think, turns into a half bath or something, if I remember correctly. I don't actually remember. Maybe it turns into a little bookshelf or something quaint like that. I think it just turns into a half bath. But if you want to turn into, like, if you have the get I almost said the get laundry pack. If you have like laundry day stuff, you can turn that into a quaint little laundry room area. So that way you can have somewhere to like, have a, stacking washer and dryer, that sort of thing. So that's what I would recommend doing with that space. But again, I want to keep it just simple, base game, and city living for this. Of course, a tiny living, I feel like it's going to complement this pack really well because of the apartments. And, apartments are kind of tiny. There's only so much space you have with the apartments. So if you're trying to get into the mindset of like tiny living, I recommend, trying out some of these starter apartments because, yeah, they need a lot of help, that's for sure. So if you're into this sort of thing where we do multiple apartments in one video, again, I'm at the point where I'm thinking like, okay, if I do a separate video for every single one of these, that would drive me freaking crazy. And I'm a proponent of quality over quantity, right? Right. That's how I live my life. So, yeah, I've also had the very brief thought about like trying to go back into like Sims 3 and try to record it, and I'm like, my laptop can barely handle the Sims 4 as it is. But also surprisingly, the Sims 3 runs pretty decently on my computer. So I don't know, we'll see how it goes. I really miss the Sims 3 quite a bit. I have Origin Access, and if you have Origin Access, you'll get access to, I think, the base game and late night, and then I think one of the stuff packs, but I could be super duper wrong. It might be that very first stuff pack. So just throw that out there if you have Origin Access. I think The Sims, if I remember correctly, like The Sims are going over to Steam entirely. I don't know when that's going to happen. But also, I wanted to play around with some stuff because of the new update. So, if you kind of noticed in some of these builds, I kind of just put some random books that look like decor in random spots, like on end tables and so forth. But there's a reason, like in this case, they are now usable, which I think is awesome because I like when my decor is also functional. Which should have happened with, I think it was Perfect Patio stuff or one of the outdoor packs where they had like lemonade that wasn't lemonade, like it was just a decor lemonade pitcher or something like that. I'm like, are you kidding me? This could have been awesome. Like, do y'all remember how this? I'm not sure if y'all remember The Sims 2 or not, but I remember they had like a lemonade stand. I don't know if they did it in The Sims 3, but I definitely remember being in The Sims 2. Because I've been watching some Sims 2 videos lately just to, get some refreshing and stuff like that. But yeah, they had like a lemonade stand in there. They probably did for The Sims 3, but I don't remember. Or someone probably did it as like a mod or custom content or whatever. But yeah, honestly, just from my first thoughts about what I've been seeing so far with Tiny Living, I really like the challenge of it because I think that's what's needed in The Sims is like a challenge, hence why we have a lot of challenges. But yeah, I really enjoyed just trying out something different with these apartments. I kind of just want to do something a little bit more long form in terms of like, yeah, we're gonna have a longer build video. But I've really enjoyed the longer build videos in general because it gives me time to chat with everybody, just hang out and get cozy and just, yeah, that's pretty much it. Just hang out and get cozy, which I feel like is reasonable. So this one should be out today on Sunday, I think, and then the Medina Studios or Medina, however you prefer to pronounce the, will be up tomorrow. So yeah, there's gonna be a couple of double upload days, especially on weekends. So I'm trying to get my streams uploaded because I've just decided to just upload streams on weekends, at least for the foreseeable future. I might pick another day of the week to do those as well. But this is the last of the 4 apartments, so that way you get a brief look as to what they look before. And again, the before and after shots are going to be at the end of this video. I really like how this one turned out. I can honestly see myself playing in it more. So I think I add an extra bedroom and an extra bathroom. I could be super wrong. I at least added an extra bedroom. Because here's the thing, they used one room for, yeah, I think I added an extra bedroom and bathroom. So it's like three bath, three beds, something kind of crazy like that. So you could comfortably raise a family in this apartment, I would say. I grew up in apartment living as well, just in general, and I think I turned out okay. It's funny, like my friends are like, "Wait, you've never lived in a house?" And I'm like, "Nope." And they're just like, "Well, why?" And I'm like, "Well, that's because first of all, having housing is better than not having housing, and two, y'all ever like I don't understand how houses work. I generally don't. I live vicariously in The Sims at this point in my life because I'm like, well, why should I have to go X number in debt just to like go for a house? I don't know. Maybe that's just me being a skeptic because I'm like, all right, we already got enough debt as it is as millennials, especially if you're in the US with student loan debt and all that stuff. Like, not to mention, that is a huge commitment. Like, I already know I'm going to be paying my student loans off for God knows how long. Like, why should I add any more long term commitments like that? Like, what if I get a new job out of state and move? Like, this is the stuff that we don't get taught. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm going on a tangent. I'll stop now before somebody yells at me in the comments, like, oh, you're such an entitled millennial. That sort of thing. But I feel like that's pretty relatable, right? Like, I know nothing about houses. Like, I can fix computers and basic electronics, but I don't know how to fix anything else. Still a decent skill, though. It's like, yeah, I can fix your computer and cook a meal, and that's pretty much what I got to offer. So, either way, I really like just in general how this turned out. But yeah, I also include a little study nook, which kind of separates the master from the rest, the master bedroom from the rest of the apartment, and we kind of go from there. Again, I want to use some stuff that I don't use a whole lot of in terms of the wallpaper, especially in the bathroom and stuff as well. So as you can see, each of the apartments are getting increasing and like how expensive things are because this is an expensive apartment. But I really just like how this turned out. You'll sort of see that I do something very different and move things around quite a bit in the kitchen because it's a chef's kitchen. Like, I feel like that should be the focal point of the house if it's meant to be a chef's kitchen. So I added a couple of decor items, nothing super major or fancy or anything like that. So that's kind of what I was thinking about with this one. But I hope you like these more longer form type of videos where it's like you get multiple renovations in one video because I think that makes a lot of sense. I can also timestamp things if you all want me to. And as you can see, it is play tested. These are very much play tested builds. So that way, and also they're also, I would say, probably very like PC, laptop friendly, however you want to phrase it as. I currently don't have any mods in my game. I just temporarily uninstalled MC Command Center until it gets fully fixed, which it should be by now, but I could be super duper wrong. But yeah, again, I wanted to make sure that my game was functioning so I don't have any CC or mods or anything like that. I'm weird like that, but I just have my laptop to work with, okay? Like, I gotta make things work for me, right? Right. So yeah, I kind of make this more like public bathroom. So kind of treat this other room as like a guest room over here next to the master. But I wanted the master to feel kind of a little bit more grand, so it's like right next to a study area, which I thought was really nice. And that was kind of what I did with it. So that way it actually feels like it's a little bit more detached from the rest of the house. So that was kind of what I was thinking there. The living room turned out pretty nice as well. I mean, you have a nice little window space over here, which I quite enjoyed. A nice big bookshelf, a nice chair. You have a nice little study space, okay? Some plants, because plants are important. And so I kind of just copy and paste everything over from the other bathrooms with some some fine tuning and stuff. Obviously, the master bathroom is going to have like the best bathroom because that makes sense, right? So if you have like university and you're looking for, a bunch of culinary students to live together, this might be the apartment for them. Everybody gets their own bathroom, like even if you have the one guest room type space where it's like the bathroom's right next to the bedroom instead of, whatever, then that should be fine too. I think I include like a door from that bedroom into that bathroom and then also that's a whole thing. It makes sense. I swear it makes sense because one bathroom had to be available for guests, like if they're there for like a dinner party or something, and so I wanted there to be at least one space. This one's a little bit more detached, so like maybe this could be more of a guest room or something. Who knows? It is up to you how you want to use the space, but I think the layout is much more improved. just in general, because here's the thing, like, did they really need that workout space? Probably not. But if you have like a family living in this apartment, like you're gonna be fine. Like you could have a bunch of kids in this apartment, kind of like chilling and stuff. Probably this one would be more for a teen. I would say if you're going that route in this room or a very mature child. I had to include the child statue in there because I had to. That I'm like, I need to use that more in my builds, just in general. But yeah, I wanted to make a nice, big, lavish ish master bedroom, just in general. They have that desk area out there, so I think I include a small one in their master suite as well. But I'm like, yeah, this makes sense to me. Let's just throw some stuff in here. But yeah, this has been a very long video. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of exhausted. I have one more voiceover and then I'm gonna stream on Twitch tonight as well. So if you're like, hey, Christina, are you streaming tonight? I am streaming over on Twitch tonight. I'm thinking of actually trying to finish up Untitled Goose Game tonight. So I'll be on there until I finish the game. I'm like halfway through the second part and I'm like just dumb, but we'll see. I also might play some other stuff too. I'm still trying to. I'm gonna look through and comb through Game Pass a little bit, and, try some stuff out because that's how I roll. Yeah, I play a lot of different games over on Twitch when I'm not playing my wrestling games. So just throwing that out there. If you are interested in genuine variety, that's where we're moving. I'm also open to doing some more Sims on console now that the gallery's on there. It was actually kind of cool to see one of my builds on my television screen. It was kind of wild. I just placed like a simple like starter home or something like that. And yeah, I think some of them are not going to work from my understanding because of the update situation, but I don't know. So, in case you're wondering. But yeah, I think we're getting close to that point where we're about to head into the screenshots for all four of these apartments before and after. The first picture is going to be before, the second one's after. That way it gives you an idea as to like how much help that these apartments really needed. But thanks to this beautiful, wonderful update that we had for PC and Mac, should be coming up for console sometime next month, I would guess. Yeah, this was kind of a game changer. I'm not even joking. Well, I'm not even a game changer, but I'm still going to say that anyway because it was honestly game changing for me anyway. Because, like, I mean, look at that. Look at how nice the television fits, and we don't have to use move objects for that now. It's nice and quaint and cozy, and I am here for that in my life. So, yeah, I really like again with how this turned out. I like how all four of the apartments really turned out. Again, if you're downloading these from the gallery, if I haven't gone to them already, they should be up on the gallery at some point, whether that's after or before this is uploaded. I don't know. I'll go in and check. They're probably not on the gallery, but I'll make sure that they're up there. So either way around, I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. I know this is a longer video, but I wanted to get into the headspace for tiny living and kind of going from there. So as you can see, that's before and that is after. So, yeah, as always, thank you all so much for watching. Just leave a like, leave a comment, follow me on social media, Twitch, etc. We're almost at the first 100 subscribers, which is kind of wild to me. So, yeah, and we're also almost to we're almost to the first 50 over on Twitch as well. So, get excited. Lots of fun stuff coming up ahead. So, yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all later. Bye, everyone.